Bubba, nobody enjoys food more than you and me, and we love it. And we started getting some emails from an old friend who is here today, David Sanford. David has been the agent who's put together the book deals for the Rick and Bubba show, and we are forever grateful because we had no idea what we were doing. And David has been very helpful to us and does a great job. And he started asking us about the possibility of having Elise Johnson on the program. And at first we were like, well, what's the catch here? And then when he described you as the Portuguese Paula Deen, then suddenly that was when. Yes. What are you so?
He cracks me up.
He does.
And we didn't even know if we like Portuguese food or not.
Right. Now, yeah.
Oh, you're killing me.
I know. Well, I know that's a shot to the heart, and Bubba's to blame, but he gives Portuguese food a bad name. But the
I'm loving her laugh.
I haven't run into too much food I didn't really like, as you can obviously see.
All right, the book is
Yeah,
called,
me too.
I've worked my way through it.
well, let's face it.
We work hard to look like this, right?
It does. Well, but you know what? The thing about it, and we talk about this all the time, is one of the things most misunderstood about people of weight that may struggle with their weight, as we do and have, and is that they try to go after our appetite, but it really has nothing to do with appetite.
No.
It has to do with a love and a joy.
Correct.
Of food, and we like the way it tastes.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've never eaten a dessert because I was hungry.
Right.
I ate a dessert because it tastes good. And
I'm never hungry.
Yeah, and I don't go back for seconds because I'm hungry.
That's right.
I go back to seconds because I like to have a little more of that.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
eat because
That's
I
right.
like the way that food tasted in my mouth. I have no psychological disorders.
No.
I have no medical issues. I just like the way it tastes
Yeah.
in my mouth.
Yeah, so it has to become a moderation, self-control thing, which,
Right.
I know how to lose weight. I'm just not willing to do it.
All right.
That's right.
It's really not a complicated formula. But I just there's
Pretty
so
simple math involved, really.
Well, and it's a
Since
struggle.
they introduced us to the thing called a calorie.
Right. but let's be honest. I mean, someone didn't just make up the phrase "fat and happy."
That's right.
It had to mean
Oh,
something.
we got a story today we haven't got to, Rick, about people who have weight loss surgery. After that, alcohol abuse, big rise. But
Well,
anyway,
see, I'm not going to lose weight because I don't want to be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, so because
Fight alcoholism. Have another biscuit.
I'd much rather. I'd rather be drunk on cornbread than corn liquor. You know what I mean? So anyway,
I don't know if she's gonna make it.
I know. Look, we're gonna have to rinse you because I got it's people like you that get me and him in trouble.
Yeah, no more soft drinks for you, ma'am.
That's it.
So, but you wrote the book. You never cook alone.
Right.
A cookbook for the well-fed family.
Yes.
So what makes this cookbook unique, and what are you trying to accomplish with it?
Well, basically, I didn't speak till I was 17 years old, and
You didn't speak?
I make up for it now.
I was about to say, once you learned it, you're all in.
I make up for it. That's it.
Well, you beat us to that
stop there.
punchline too.
Yeah. Now,
Now, why
you
didn't
right
you?
through
Why
that.
did you
I
not
stuttered
speak?
horrifically.
You
I
Greg?
stuttered. My father, my grandfather, my mother, my uncle, myself, we all stuttered. And
We love
but
stutters,
I mean, I spoke, but I stuttered. And so my grandmother's kitchen was literally my safe haven. It was my refuge. And we would talk about, at breakfast, we talk about what we're going to have for lunch. And when we'd be having lunch, we'd be talking about what we're going to have for dinner. That's just the way we did it in our family.
No, what's wrong with that?
Right.
Nothing.
It's almost like
Nothing.
you've been riding around with us all day.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. I'll never be thin, But and so what I understand the power that utilizing your kitchen, you can unlock amazing power to connect with your family. It strengthens relationships. So for me, I do love to eat, and I've had to sample my food. We love to cook, but it's more about the relationships that are made around the table and in the kitchen. It strengthens relationships. And so what I wanted to tell people was, 80% of families value family mealtime, but only 1 in 3 are actually, doing it, and not very successfully because it's only about once or twice a week. So I thought, my goodness, there's a disconnect here. How can I, this is my passion. This is what I do. And because I homeschooled for so many years, 18 years, and was a stay-at-home mom for 21 years, I thought, I can do something about this. And so what makes the book different is that there's funny and heartwarming stories with every recipe.
And are the recipes simplistic?
We
Because I
have
know a lot of
all-
times
yeah.
people struggle with you want to you want to produce this mealtime for your family.
Exactly.
You're running all sorts of different directions.
That's right.
And then you get this wonderful meal. And by the time you look at the recipe, you're like, well,
You're ready for bed. You're
I don't have
exhausted.
time
Yeah,
to
you
do
haven't
that.
even made it yet. Those recipes are recipes that we make every night for dinner and every day for breakfast. And, I did not put any fancy 6-hour recipes in there. I even tried to make the first half of the book is thematic recipes, which we've got the murder mystery dinner, where it talks about how our generations connect through these fun themed dinners that we have. When my parents come visit us, we have murder mystery dinners.
You mean you like play the game Clue while you're eating?
No, Did you? Okay.
The butler
there's
did
a
it.
story. Can I tell you about one of my favorite stories?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There's a story in the book. There's a story in the book, and I think it's called Murder Mystery Dinner. I don't know. Something about a murder mystery dinner. I wrote the book. I should know the name of the story.
Well,
right?
look,
Yeah, we know how
And,
that
we
is.
know how
and-
that is.
And
Write
my
it 2
parents,
years later, you talk about it.
That's right. My parents came and visited us when we lived in Asheville, North Carolina, and we decided we're gonna have a murder mystery dinner. So Mom and I spent the whole day making food. We all went to thrift shops and got all our. It was like an English manor, 1800s. We decorated our house and stuff. And we all sat down to eat this amazing dinner that we all cooked together. And we had our librarian come and our friends. I'm a homeschool mom, our librarian came. We're wild.
Party on.
But we had a good time.
You're gonna have to stop living on the edge.
So that's right. So
Right.
we had, but anyway, so we were sitting there and we were having this meal. It was an amazing meal. We were stuffed, but the fun really began when we all went into the living room at a Great Women's Store to play the murder mystery dinner out. Well, this storm came through. The power went out. I mean, I couldn't make this any better. The lightning a bolt of lightning struck the tree in front of our house, and our cat jumped off the armoire and broke an oil lamp, which we didn't know. We thought the glass broke. At the end of all this, my mother's sitting there. There's thunder and the power and the candles are lit, and my mother goes like this. She goes, "I don't think I want to play this anymore." I mean, she was hysterical.
Right.
And I just love my mom. Who's listening today? Hey, Mom. But anyway, I mean, I'm telling you what, it was so much fun. So we have all these stories. Now, that doesn't mean
Right.
that people have to go and
Be that
shoot,
elaborate.
make a murder mystery dinner for their family,
Yeah.
but they can make the roast that we made.
let
that
So
me
you're
ask
talking
you
about
that-
themes,
You know?
having fun with dinner, making it a theme.
oh my gosh, we have so much fun.
I do too.
Murder mystery is interesting. What about a Klingon banquet?
She's looking over
Page
her people.
150.
I'm looking at my son Alex because he wrote that.
So he's a Trekkie?
We are all. My kids are third generation. Fourth? I can't count. I homeschool, but I can't count. They're third or fourth generation Trekkies. Grandparents,
Oh, boy.
the whole thing. Oh, yeah.
You talking about them generation or the generation of Star Trek?
We are, no. I'm not talking about the next generation, but we are all big time Trekkies. And so we thought, we cannot have a book without talking about our Klingon banquet. So my son said to me, "Mom, can we have a Klingon banquet for my birthday?" I said, "Heck yeah, that is so much fun." So we made, the gok, which is worms, and we made, it's delicious. Oh, honey, it was lo mein. It was chicken lo mein. And at the end of the meal, my son said to me, he goes, "Mom, there's only one problem. You didn't make Klingon blood wine." How am I going to do that? He said, "To my dismay, Mom made fruit punch."
Right. You can, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Apparently, y'all had Romulan ale, too.
We'll come back more with Elise Johnson. You Never Cook Alone, a cookbook for the well-fed family. Get your copy in show notes at rickandbubba.com. All the links are there. Elise Johnson, a lot of people are asking if she's kin to former Rick and Bubba staff member Don Juan DeMarco Williams with her incredible laugh. And she's written the book, You Never Cook Alone, a cookbook for the well-fed family. If you want to get your copy, go to show notes today at rickandbubba.com. We'll link you to Amazon.com. We'll link you to her website. And I'm starting to understand the theme of the cookbook because Bubba and I had talked about this too. When we were all, I'm talking about just our generation. I'm not talking about going way back. We're only really one generation removed. That for our families, we went out to eat on special occasions only.
Only, that's right.
And Mom cooked, our grandmom cooked, our dad on the grill cooked every single day, multiple meals, and you only went out to eat on special occasions. Now, this generation of parents.
And you had a thing called leftovers.
Right. And this generation of parents, they eat out every day and cook on special occasions. It's just flipped. and
There's a real need for
yeah,
change.
and we've missed that tradition.
That's right.
And you were talking about so think about traditions when you think about meals, because I know like at our house, all the kids, even the ones in college, they look forward to and know that every single Christmas morning that my wife is going to cook homemade biscuits and chocolate syrup. Chocolate biscuits,
Ooh.
and she makes
yum.
she makes her sauce from a recipe from my mother, so you hand it
that's
down,
wonderful.
and she makes that sauce, and we do the biscuits, and that's something that's become part of Christmas morning. I mean,
tradition.
It's a
That's right,
tradition.
tradition.
And
right.
and you were telling me that your grandmother had an Easter tradition
Yeah.
that involved delicious homemade bread.
Oh yeah, we call it. It's Portuguese sweetbread. It's called massa, but at Easter time we put eggs in it. It's an egg. It's a very rich sweetbread, and she would make the bread the night before Easter, and my grandmother couldn't read or write, so a lot of the recipes that I've had because she was Portuguese, so she couldn't read or write in English. But so a lot of the recipes I had to make from memory. So last year, my sons and we attempted to make the sweetbread for about the umpteenth time, and I don't know what it was about this particular Easter, but all of these memories just came flooding back. And that's what cooking does. It stimulates your five senses. There's very few things that do that in the world. And I was sitting there and I'm like remembering what her hands looked and felt like as she, taught me how to knead the bread. I'm not going to cry, but anyway,
Yeah.
I remember this was such a strong emotion that just came over me. And I thought, okay, she put it in the big bowl after it was kneaded. She cut a cross on top of the bread. She laid the cloth over the bowl. Then she let it rise. The next morning, she'd get up, or late that night, she'd get up to see if to bake it in the oven. So I'm doing this last year, and my boys come over, and I'm weeping because it finally occurs to me why it's Easter bread. Because she laid the bread in the bowl like Jesus' body in the tomb. Then she cut the cross. She laid the cloth like the shroud over it, and after several hours, she opened up the cloth, the shroud, and the cross disappeared. He had resurrected.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how that felt?
Oh yeah.
I can't even describe it. And I thought that has to be in the book because I have a very strong faith, and I just was so overwhelmed. It was like, it was unbelievable.
And then you
The
think about
emotion.
another part of it where he says, "I'm the bread of life."
Oh,
And there's just all sorts of analogies. Yeah.
It was overwhelming, and so I had to put that in the book.
Well, so that one's there, and
I like to think about the feast in heaven.
Oh.
Frank.
You know it.
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
you know it.
I actually
Jesus
was
liked
it.
to eat.
It was Bubba, what's his name? David Jeremiah.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He was talking about that even when it comes to eating, that we are eating in a fallen creation with fallen taste buds.
Yes.
He said if you think you know how food tastes, you don't even know how it's supposed to taste.
I don't think I could stand it if mine were any more sensitive.
Wait till you get to the feast. Wait till you get to the feast in heaven, and you taste the taste the way it's supposed to be.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But
Well, taste and see the Lord is good.
yeah, and you're
And
driving.
every meal has peanut M&Ms.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For
Well,
me, it's ice cream. Ice cream, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
When you look at this book, because it really is something that's missing, and especially in American homes, as much as we try, and there's nothing wrong with eating out. It's fun too.
No,
it
no,
can have,
we
it
go
can,
once a-
yeah, it can be
couple
its
times a
own
month, sure.
family fun adventure too. But there's just something about, and we've been doing it more at our home than we have in recent years. There's just something about mom cooking a meal and the family getting around the table. And enjoying what mom has labored over and worked on,
It's love.
and there's just in talking about your day and talking about what's going on with you, and that has all but vanished from American homes.
Oh my gosh, my husband tells me all the time. He feels so blessed that he can come home, and just after he has a very stressful job, like every other person that works in America does, and he comes home and I'm ready when he gets home most days, and we have dinner at the table, and it's something I can do for him, to make him come home and just relax, like a pressure cooker that just has been, decompressurized, and he loves it. And even our family. And then you talk about the day, or you don't, or you might choose not to talk about your day and just and forget about it.
Move on to something else.
That's right. But it strengthens the family. It strengthens the family.
Now, do all the recipes in here come from your heritage from are these some of them traditional American dishes too?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Everything
we've got-
under the sun?
There is literally everything under the sun. But the difference between this cookbook is that, and many others, is that every single recipe is tried and true. I did not put any recipe in there. I got tired of buying cookbooks where I had like 3 recipes that I enjoyed, and then the rest of the cookbook sat there. So I decided I'm going to give families a recipe book that is not just about the recipes, but the recipes are delicious, but it's going to feed their souls. And that's why the subtitle is Stirring Memories, Feeding Souls, and Building Legacies. Because one of the things, if I could tell any of your listeners today, is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this is because when my grandma's been gone for 21 years, but every time I make something that she made with me as a child or that I enjoyed as a child, it is like she is right back with me again, or I'm with her in the kitchen. It is amazing what our 5 senses, God gave us the 5 senses for a reason. There was a reason for us to have the 5 senses, and I am a true believer that it stirs memories. She's literally like she's right with me again. I'm a little kid in the kitchen again, when I was a kid, my parents would make me ride my bike around the block for an hour because I lived upstairs from my grandmother. So, and my mother was a great cook also, and she didn't love to cook the way Bubba did or my dad and I do, but my mother was so committed to her family that although it wasn't like her favorite thing to do, she made dinner for us every single night.
And you can get all of her information there at rickandbubba.com. We're getting lots of emails. People who want to contact you, email you, you can find all that information there. We got phone calls coming in for Elise now at 866-WE-BE-BIG. But a lot of our email, Elise, they're saying that you laugh like a former staff member and still a dear friend of our show. Matter of fact, he was here last Friday.
Oh, yeah.
His name, Don Juan DeMarco Williams. I want you to listen to his laugh.
Oh, geez.
And let your son hear this. And is this your son's girlfriend?
Oh, yeah. Is she gorgeous?
A lot of pressure on you. I mean, buddy, you better be able to put the food on the table, girl. You bake.
She's a baker.
She's a baker.
You don't even know.
She get good bake?
Oh, yes.
Elise, where is home base right now? Where are you based on?
We live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Listen to this laugh. This is why the listeners of the show think you sound like him. You ready? Here it is.
Wait, is that me?
That's him.
This is hysterical!
Yeah, so that's why he laughed.
Holy smoke. You know
So-
what? Before we moved to sorry. I think I just blew somebody's ears out in them.
Yeah, it's all right.
Tom's going to be back up here to adjust the processors.
Yep.
Tom, it's okay.
Before we moved to Raleigh, where do I live? Raleigh.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
We lived in Asheville, and we lived on a lake, a 62-acre lake, and there were always geese and stuff around the lake. And I'll be darned, one day we were walking by the lake, and I started laughing. Boys, can you? Do you know that geese?
They go crazy.
They sound just like the way he and I laugh. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
My son said we were hysterical. I almost wet my pants. We were laughing. The geese, no less. Who the heck would think?
Lisa in Madison, Alabama. Lisa, you're on with Elise. Go ahead.
Hey, Elise. I just wanted to call and say how proud I am of you. I was born in Fall River, and I have my maiden name was Sousa. And,
Well, of course.
Of
course it was Sousa.
And but I lived in Tiverton, so I live right by the border, of course.
Well, you know what? My dad and I, I think he's listening right now. Hey, Dad, we actually used to run from Fall River, Massachusetts to Tiverton. This is when I could run. And we used to tell people we used to run from state to state. It was 3 miles. But anyway, Tiverton.
So is Sousa a very popular name?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Sousa, Manny, Jose, Juan, right?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you
I
so much.
I wanted to ask you, in your book, do you have the recipe for Melissabish?
You know I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because I miss that. We used to get that at the bakery down in Fall River. My father used to go in the morning, early Saturday.
Oh, and they were warm and hot in your mouth.
They warmed it, and my mother used to warm it up, put the sugar in the bag.
Are y'all speaking English?
We're speaking Melissa.
Yeah, well, we don't know what y'all are saying.
Who can decode some of this?
You get a couple of Portuguese women talking, it'll shut you
it.
out of the room. So,
You guys got nothing down here. You got to go to North to get real food. How about the shitties?
Hey, hey, this is a family show, ma'am. We can't talk like that on
They
here.
don't know what shitties is. They thought you said a bad word.
I got to call Furtado's to order my Charisse.
Oh yeah, I love mellows.
So what
and
is
Zola.
Charisse?
Okay, Charisse. I almost, doggone it, I almost brought y'all Charisse today, but I was afraid to travel with it because it's pork.
Right.
It is a smoked sausage, and I ordered mine from Fall River.
And that is in your book. You have a recipe.
Oh, you better believe it. On the website, I list all the places I get it from. It's the best.
Charisse and peppers is nothing better than
Next time I come, I'll bring a.
Yeah, and what's this other one she said that I'm afraid to say?
Malasadish.
Easy.
Go like that, Malasadish.
We're gonna have to dump you if you say that one more time.
You've been fined $500,000 for my visit here today. Malasadish is a Portuguese fried dough. Hey, listen, they have them here, Mr. Souza. They have fried dough all over the place in the South. But the difference between malasadish is, and when they come out of the fryer, my grandmother would have a big, you hear the Portuguese accent coming out?
Yeah.
She had a big paper bag.
Say big again.
Big.
Yeah.
Like big, you
Yeah.
know? She would have this big Portuguese bag. Anyway, the big brown paper bag, and she'd put like 5 pounds of granulated sugar in it, and you'd shake the bag up. You'd shake it, shake it
up.
and then you
And
put
it
it in your
covers
mouth.
it.
Listen,
crazy?
Lisa,
Thank you
I'm so
so
glad
much.
you got to hear this today.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud of her for being Fall River, you know?
Don't make me
And it's
cry.
just where I was born in St. Anne's. They don't even have babies there
Hey,
no
Pa,
more.
I think
heard.
I was born in St. Anne's.
This sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit. So,
Coffee, it's like coffee talk, you know? I 4444.
that's right. Lisa, thanks for the call. And
You made my day.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Lisa.
So she'll have to get the book so she
You
can
got to get the book.
make it. Kyle is in Florence, Alabama. Kyle, welcome to the program. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Hey, real quick, I got a true story for you that's relevant, very relevant to the show today, and scones.
Yeah.
My wife's a realtor, and she's showing some clients a house. And when she gets up to this house, the owners were sitting on the front porch and asked my wife if she wanted a scone. She loves scones and said, "Well, yeah, sure, I'd like a scone." And they looked at her and said, "No, would you like a scone?"
Would you like a scone?
My wife loves scones, so I'm going to have to get the book and make her some scones.
Yeah.
I had a scone one time, but I put some mercurochrome on it and it went away.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, don't make her laugh anymore.
But you know, scones are relatively new to the South, though. We're not.
Yeah.
It's just now. I guess Starbucks maybe brought them into the world here or
Shoot.
something.
I've got a strawberry and cream scone in there. Ooh, it'll make you slap your mama. It's really
Yeah,
good.
it's really good. Yeah, but I mean, to me, and it's just like you did with the brownies, you know, that you brought today. A lot of times people make brownies. You got to make them moist. They can't be dry.
Those are fudgy brownies.
Yeah, real moist too.
You gotta take them out before they're really, really done. Just when the toothpick goes in and comes out clean, that's when you take them out. Because, you know, just like anything else, it sets. Cookies, another tip, cookies.
Yeah.
I got a tip. You want a tip
Yeah,
for,
quickly,
your
yeah.
listeners? Anytime you put chocolate chips or nuts or anything in a batter,
Yeah.
coat them in a little tiny bit of flour. It suspends them in the batter.
So you, as you're putting them in there,
So
dip 'em-
float them to the top.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All
Well,
right,
it
I
makes them just suspend evenly. Otherwise, they go to the bottom of the cookie.
Let me
or the
ask you,
brownie.
when you and Lisa were talking a minute ago, what language was that? Was
That's
that
Portuguese.
Okay.
That was a mix of English and Portuguese. I just returned from a trip
A Marinese?
to Massachusetts. Marinese! Alabamian. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Elise, what a pleasure to meet you, and I know the book's going to do great. Let us know how it's doing.
I will do it. Thank you so much.
Elise
for having me.
Johnson,
Just holler out the window. We'll know.
you never cook alone. A cookbook for the well-fed family, available in show notes at rickandbubba.com. If you're leaving us right now, have a good day. You got more Rick and Bubba. We'll be back.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba.